Renars Podcast.
When I found yoga, so I was never a yogi, never thought it. I may have done like one class in San Francisco that my brother took me to. And I was in a marriage that was not going well. I did a lot of dumb shit. I had an affair, came clean about the affair. I basically just dropped an atom bomb in it. But overall, there was very much a disconnection from a sense of self. Like I was very insecure and I was like, oh, hey, make more money. That'll make you secure. Act out, yada, yada, yada. So a lot of external focus shit. And I was on this trip to Eastern Europe. So we did Budapest, Croatia, Montenegro, and me, my brother, two of my friends, just basically drank and did drugs for like 3 weeks. Fun, not sustainable. Nothing I didn't want it to bleed back into life in London at all. So I was like, hard stop. So when you get back to London, I didn't really do a lot of drugs, but when you're partying or you're traveling, I would. But I was like, no drugs, no drinking. I'm going to quit eating meat and I'm going to go to the gym for 30 days. And on the second to last day of this trip, I was fucked up in Montenegro and I jumped off a dock thinking I'm going to do this beautiful swan dive over the rail. I slipped.
Oh no.
My baby toe slammed into the rail and I dislocated my baby toe. I stuck my foot out of the water and my baby toe is like curled over. I'm like, oh. So in my head, I was like, well, I can't go to the gym on 9 toes. You can't squat on 9 toes. Always wanted to be more flexible. Let's just go do yoga.
Oh shit.
Much harder to do yoga on 9 toes than the gym. But that was my logic. And I can't tell if I'm a determined person or a stubborn person or both. But once I got on the mat, I signed up for the 1-month membership and I sucked. But I'm like, I already paid for the membership. Only way to not suck is to keep coming back. So right, wrong, or indifferent, I showed up and I did yoga 26 times in 1 month, 26 out of 30 days. And then life changed.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
And how did you have that kind of conviction that, I just need to continue, just come, you're going to get better? Because a lot of people, they say, well, I'm naturally not flexible, which pisses me off. Because when I do like box splits, whatever, which I've been training for the last how many years, and oh my God, you're just flexible, you're just naturally gifted. It's like, no, I'm fucking stretching every day. So a lot of people go do yoga 1-2 times and they can't, like my shoulders are really shit. I can't touch my hands, right? So it's fucking embarrassing. But some like people are like, well, I'm not for yoga.
I would just let you know that that's probably one of the least embarrassing things about you. I could list at least 100 more that I found over the last few years. But if you want to say it's embarrassing that your hands don't touch behind your back, we'll stick with that.
Well, I say that because I used to do pole acrobatics and I did a lot of human flags and stuff. So my shoulders got very muscly and stiff at the same time.
I have no idea why that face muscly.
It has to be. Because that's the reason.
Yes.
So how did you were like, no, I'm just going to continue doing it. And what was the point where you actually realized, oh, I feel good? So
I will start off. Let's just think about humans. When humans do uncomfortable shit.
Wait.
What?
Let's think about humans.
Wait.
Give
me that sound effect one more time.
Wait,
there we go. Not the wow wow. Give me the thinking one.
Ready.
Thinking about humans. All right. Now that we're all thinking about humans, let's actually talk about it. When the average human being does shit that's uncomfortable or even painful, and they don't immediately have the guarantee of why I'm doing this, what does the average human being do?
Oh, they would stop. 100%.
They stop.
Yeah,
they
100%.
quit. I mean, you're a fitness guy. How many people that are out of shape go to the gym once or twice and stop?
Well, for me, like, I just want to correct you a little bit. I'm not a fitness guy.
Fitness is important in your life.
No. What is important for me is activity. It's like, so I started with it was football, it was basketball, it was always games. It was about skills, to learn the skills. So now I also just go boxing, I swim, I do whatever. Like I never go and lift weights. Like I hate
those are
that
all
shit.
Parts of fitness.
Yeah.
You're about keeping a fit body.
Yeah, and because I have fun with it. And I know that I feel much better every day if I train. Yeah.
Exactly. But the average person will go in, do it a little bit, and they've yet in their brain to fully guarantee that they know what they're going for. They know what that purpose is. So they quit. So the flexibility of their body is an excuse. But what it really is, it's a lack of flexibility in their mind because their mind isn't flexible enough to bend a certain way to do something that's uncomfortable and keep showing up in the discomfort.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, discomfort is where all growth happens.
And discomfort in how you feel, and also how you feel your body, and how you feel as a human, because you're surrounded by people who are better. Then you're like, oh my God, what are they going to think about me and stuff?
The comparison adds to it.
Yeah.
But if we didn't even have the comparison, we just have to think all growth happens in discomfort.
Oh.
We literally break what exists apart, and then we rest and it grows back bigger. You read a book. It breaks apart your mind because I knew something. Now I'm learning something new. Oh, think about it. And then we internalize it, or the knowledge becomes wisdom. The same thing happens with our physical body. Like every time you do a bicep curl, every time you do a kick in Muay Thai, whatever it is, every time there's that stretch, whether it's a strength stretch or a flexibility stretch, we create micro tears in our body. And then with rest and protein, the body grows bigger, whether it's stronger or longer. So humans, that discomfort, and I haven't yet truly found the connection of why I'm doing it, I stopped doing it. For me, I gave it the 30 days, and I was somewhere between stubborn or resilient. I don't know which one, I can't tell you.
Yeah.
I would lean toward in that moment, stubborn, and I just was like, let's keep going.
What kind of other athletic stuff did you do before that?
I would have said like every athletics. I was an athlete. My dad was a basketball coach, so I just did everything. My parents had a life philosophy: if our kids are tired, they won't get into trouble.
That is a perfect. That is a perfect philosophy, because this is what we did as well all the time.
So everything. We played soccer, or as the Europeans will call it, football.
Yeah.
I also played football, basketball, baseball, golf. I even swam. I don't even float, but I swam because my mom was like, "Hey, there's a gap. What do we get? Get them tired somewhere. Okay, throw them in a pool." And when you have practice all the time, you basically have schoolwork, practice, and sleep. And eat, and you're just like, you don't have time to get into trouble.
Exactly. No, I totally agree. That is kudos to your parents, man. That is a very simple but amazing concept.
Athletics, very similar to what you said, being fit, the activity and movement was just a part of life from 5 or 6 onward.
Yeah.
And I knew nothing else. So there was always a history of that. But I think the negative side of it was, when you begin to play sports, obviously we want to win in sports. And whether we think winning is everything, we want to win. And we strategize to win. And one of the early on things that I used to always notice is I would be able to find somebody's vulnerabilities. You find your opponent's weakness. 7 years old, the kid can't dribble with his left hand. All you do is face guard his right hand. And at some point, either runs backcourt or out of bounds. And so this ability to be like, oh, where are you weak? And I'm going to take advantage of it on the court creates a mindset that's life. So then there's this feeling, and I lacked the ability to be vulnerable for so much of my life, thinking that everyone was going to kind of be like asshole 7-year-old Chris if I showed my vulnerabilities. They were going to take advantage of them and take away something that I was working so hard for. So sports was great. Sports allowed me to have a great physical body. It allowed me to be very determined, to expand, to grow, to push myself. But at the same time, it also massively impacted my ability to have any aspects of vulnerability or even emotions, because I saw all that as a weakness that was going to be taken advantage of by whoever the opponent was.
Renars Podcast.